If you like what you're watching, smash that like button and give us 1,000 likes or more. 10 huge predictions for WWE Fastlane 2021. Number 10, the women's tag team titles change hands. At Fastlane, WrestleMania opponents Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair will team up to challenge women's tag team champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and it's expected that the champs will retain. After all, having the champions retain could add some drama to the rivalry between Banks and Belair, which will culminate with Belair challenging the SmackDown Women's Champion at WrestleMania. Whilst fans expect the titles to stay in place, it's entirely possible that WWE could put the titles on the Boss and the EST of WWE, as they've shown in the past to be more than fine with Banks being a double champion. If this happens, that'll mean the odds of a women's tag team title match at WrestleMania would drastically decrease, but given WWE's lack of interest in those championships, we doubt executives would care too much. Number 9, Bad Bunny makes an appearance. On the latest edition of Monday Night Raw, Bad Bunny handed the 24/7 championship to R-Truth in exchange for some Stone Cold Steve Austin memorabilia, a bizarre title change even by WWE's standards. With the title now back on R-Truth and more importantly off the Grammy Award-winning rapper, Bunny can now focus on other things in WWE, such as WrestleMania 37. For months, it's been reported that Bad Bunny will team with Damian Priest at WrestleMania to face The Miz and John Morrison, and WWE could sow the seeds for that match this Sunday. All it'd take is an appearance by Bunny, who'd insult The Miz for his short reign as WWE Champion, and we could have a WrestleMania match booked before Fastlane goes off the air. It's unclear how much longer Bad Bunny will be in WWE for, especially with WrestleMania getting even closer, but WWE needs to cash in on his mainstream popularity while they can, which includes an appearance on the first WWE pay-per-view of the Peacock era. Number 8, a United States title match is added to the card. On this week's Raw, United States Champion Riddle retained his title against Mustafa Ali in a match that would have been much more fitting on the Fastlane card. That match saw Retribution inadvertently cost their leader the match, and it's this controversy that could cause a United States title rematch added to Fastlane 2021. If this happens, it won't even be the only rematch on the card, as the women's tag team title match is also a rematch from last month's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Winning the United States title from Riddle on pay-per-view could be exactly what Ali and Retribution need, especially heading into WrestleMania, whilst losing this Sunday could be what marks the beginning of the end for the group. Either way, WWE would be foolish not to add a US title match to the show, and that's exactly what could happen on the night. Number 7, WWE Raw Women's Champion Asuka turns heel. After a month away following a concussion, Raw Women's Champion Asuka returned to TV this week, getting some much-deserved revenge on the woman who gave her said concussion, Shayna Baszler. In her attack, which included the Empress targeting the mouth of Baszler as payback for the Queen of Spades costing Asuka some teeth with a kick, the Raw Women's Champion showed a much more vicious side, one fans haven't seen in a long time. That darker side of Asuka could continue into this Sunday's show, as WWE could pull the trigger with a fully fledged heel turn. With no match planned for the Empress, it'd be interesting to see how they'd pull a heel turn off, though we predict Charlotte Flair would be the catalyst for it. With a Raw Women's title match rumored for WrestleMania, WWE needs to build to this story soon, and perhaps Asuka attacking her partner this Sunday, fueled by the resentment for the focus Flair has had since returning last December, could be what gets this story going. Number 6, WWE Champion Bobby Lashley is in action. It's been over 2 weeks since Bobby Lashley became WWE Champion, and in that time, his attention has been on The Miz. It was on the March 1st Raw that Lashley won the gold from the A-lister, and the March 8th show where he retained it, but now there are no plans for the Almighty this Sunday. A title win Lashley has been waiting for 17 years, it's concerning that the champion isn't booked for the first pay-per-view since becoming champion, though that could change. If so, WWE would have to come up with some storyline for an impromptu match, perhaps by having The Miz demand a rematch on pay-per-view. That doesn't mean it'd be a competitive match, as Lashley could easily demolish the A-lister for a third time, but the WWE Champion should definitely be booked on the first pay-per-view after his first title win. Number 5. WWE adds some major stakes to the McIntyre vs. Sheamus match. On this week's Raw, WWE announced that Drew McIntyre will challenge WWE Champion Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania, a title match that has been handed to the Scotsman. Before WrestleMania, though, the Scottish superstar will face his old friend and rival Sheamus in what's expected to be the culmination of their feud. Though some had expected this feud to culminate with a title match, possibly at WrestleMania, that won't be the case unless WWE changes their plans. It's entirely possible that WWE could put McIntyre's WrestleMania match on the line, giving some much-needed intrigue for a match fans have seen plenty of times before. As champion, WWE constantly booked McIntyre as a fighting champion, so it only makes sense that he needs to fight to keep the title opportunity that was so bizarrely handed to him this week. Number 4. The Raw Tag Team Championships change hands. On this week's Raw, The New Day became 11-time Tag Team Champions, capturing the Raw titles from Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. This reign, however, could be their shortest yet, as the WWE may be preparing to take the titles off The New Day and put them back on the former champs. With Lashley's title win going down well with fans, support for the Hurt Business has never been higher, and fans have questioned why the Raw tag titles were taken from the group at all. Kofi and Woods aren't the only ones who could lose their titles at Fastlane, as Big E will defend his Intercontinental title against Apollo Crews, and we expect that this match will go to a no contest, giving both men a reason for a rematch at WrestleMania 37. With WrestleMania approaching, it's possible that WWE could have all 3 New Day members have a big moment at WrestleMania, which would include Kofi and Woods being crowned 12-time Tag Team Champions. But for that to happen, WWE first needs to get the gold off Kofi and Woods, and do it at Fastlane. Number 3. Shane McMahon defeats Braun Strowman. After weeks of being goated by Shane McMahon on Raw, Braun Strowman will finally get his revenge this Sunday, or at least that's what WWE wants fans to believe. In a recent report, it was noted that Strowman vs. Shane is booked for WrestleMania 37, leaving fans scratching their heads as to why WWE have booked the match for Fastlane instead. With that in mind, it's possible that Shane will win the match on Sunday, presumably via some underhanded tactic, or most likely thanks to outside interference. Having Shane win thanks to interference is what would set up their rematch at WrestleMania, where WWE could use some sort of stipulation, like a steel cage, to prevent any outside interference. With no one left to help him, Shane would finally get what's coming to him at WrestleMania, but to get there, the best in the world needs to defeat the former Universal Champion at Fastlane. Number 2. Daniel Bryan becomes the new Universal Champion. It's already been announced that Roman Reigns will defend his Universal Championship against Edge at WrestleMania, but before that, he has to go through Daniel Bryan this Sunday. Given that the Edge-Reigns match has already been announced and Bryan has shown little, if any, animosity to the Hall of Famer, it's expected by everyone that Reigns will go through Bryan at Fastlane en route to next month's showdown with Edge. It's a shame that Bryan is being so overlooked by fans, but it's entirely possible that we could soon see him be crowned Universal Champion. For as good as Roman Reigns has been as the cool, confident champion, the times he's really shined as a heel have been when he's been backed into a corner, and losing the Universal title mere weeks before WrestleMania would certainly give Reigns a reason to be more vicious. Even if he loses the title at Fastlane, we'd expect Reigns to find a way into the WrestleMania match, which would now be a triple threat. Daniel Bryan's last World Championship win in 2018 came out of nowhere, and that too saw him enter WrestleMania as champion, and history could repeat itself at Fastlane. Number 1. The Fiend doesn't appear. Ever since he was burned by Randy Orton at TLC 2020, fans have been expecting Bray Wyatt to return, especially with a match between himself and Orton rumored for WrestleMania. Time and again, fans have predicted Wyatt to return, first at the Royal Rumble and later at Elimination Chamber, only to be let down with the former Universal Champion not appearing on camera. With Fastlane 2021, the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, the logical assumption is that WWE has to have Bray Wyatt return this Sunday to the aid of Alexa Bliss in her match against the Viper. That said, we all know that WWE isn't afraid to swerve the fans just for the sake of it, so that's why it's possible Wyatt doesn't show up to the pay-per-view. Having Bliss beg for The Fiend to return only to be ignored would be an interesting twist to this story, allowing Wyatt to return as a solo act the next night on Raw. It's even possible that the match between Bliss and Orton doesn't happen, and that after a taunt by the former world champion, the Viper challenges The Fiend to a WrestleMania match, a challenge that'll be accepted by the creepy voice of Wyatt. Having WrestleMania be Wyatt's first pay-per-view back gives WWE the opportunity to do something very special for his entrance, as WWE has no shortage of options for the former Universal Champion that don't include him appearing at Fastlane.